Hello YouTube, we're back at the Hitch again, and as I said, I had a plan for doing this and to get everything in place. Now, the most important points are this point here, which is the hitch itself, and then these 2 points here where it basically connects to the bike or bolts onto the bike. These bits don't matter as yet. Now what I've done is I've made a basic jig. I've got double thickness floorboards, I've got some wood, 2x1 wood, and just to stiffen it out and get it as flat as possible so I can work on this. These 3 points are the most important points. As long as they stay relatively in the same position, we're a groovy. Right, so once I put it in the jig, something came very seriously to light, and I'm going to show you that now. Right, can you see that? Can you see what's wrong with this? Yeah, that's bent out of place. That corner is not right, and so when we look, you can see the crack there. So that's bent this out of shape completely, and then we turn around here, it's failed there. You see that? But can you see the crack there as well? Yeah, this comes from the number of times this thing's been hit. So we have a plan. We do actually have a plan. So the plan is these don't actually need to be in position, nailed down. These don't need to be, because of the way this works. I've screwed them in underneath. See that? I've screwed them in underneath, but they don't need to be screwed in, so I'll unscrew them because I've got an idea. As long as they're 90 degrees to this plane, to this surface, as long as they're 90 degrees, it doesn't matter about anything else. And if we look up there, as long as that is positioned, I'll just show you there, at that angle there, none of this matters. And what I've done is, if you can see, I've basically penciled a line right round all the way down, and I've marked a couple of places. Now this is where the weld's going to be, and we have a plan for that. So I've done that, and I marked that there, and I've also marked, if you can see that, I've marked here as well, and that gives me an angle. And basically it's like having a giant piece of cardboard under your work, so you can get things into position. But we'll see how it goes. I'm rather nervous about this, but yeah, we've got to crack on. Right then, so it's in the jig, and we're going to take it out of the jig, and what it's going to leave us is a template that I can put this on and get it in the most ideal position possible. That's why I've put these marks here, to be able to cut it, mark on here and then cut it across there. That's the idea. The length isn't so much an issue, as you see, because once I get this in here, because that's a really nice 90-degree bend, and that's the right distance, as long as these two blocks here are 90 degrees to this top, they'll fit on the bike, hopefully. That's the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about here, take all this off, then slide this tube, once this tube's cut to length, slide that tube inside this tube, and then weld it round there, which I know there's plenty of metal there, plenty of metal to weld to. So that's the plan. Once that's done, we can then fiddle about the other end. And so we're doing it by eye, but I've effectively made a template that I can put this on to get the cuts in the right place. So let's get it out of the jig and let's cut it. Scary. Right then, so it doesn't have to be precise where the cuts are, but I'm looking at about there and about there where there's a little shoulder. I can see a little shoulder on there. I'm going to go across there. That gives me about that much to grind out the seam. Now, I'm going to use a grinder. Now I usually say safety equipment, safety equipment. My only concession is I've got steel toe cap boots on. But yes, really you should be wearing your overalls with fire retardant. But it's bloody hot. So don't do as I do as I say. Put your blooming protective. I hope you can see that. That is approximately 1.6 mil, and I'm replacing it with 2 mil tube, so it should be plenty strong enough, especially with the additions I'm making. Right, that can go. Well, there, we've got a bit. Now what I've got to do, can you see that? Now what I've got to do is clean off, grind off to this that shoulder there, and then we're going to slide it onto the tube, onto the angled tube, and do it that way. Alright, put that safe. Alright, just got to get all this coating off. Right then, it's actually polishing up quite nicely, but yep, using one of these to try and get it out of all the little gouges. There's little gouges there, and I'm just trying to get it all out so it's nice and clean to weld. Trying anyway. Might have to get the Dremel out and really get fine detail out of it. Right, carrying on. So I've got it as clean as I can with the Dremel. There's still a little bit in there, but I'm using the edge on this very tiny screwdriver that I barely use. It's just to get, I've got all the bits out, the little divots. That's the old weld, when I welded it across there. That's the old weld. And yeah, just getting as much rubbish out of this little bit here as possible. And then we'll give it a clean, and we'll start on the next bit. Oh, that's not too bad. All the paint's out anyway, and that was the key thing, get all the paint out. There's a little bit of rust there, it's a different matter. So I think we're clean. I think we're clean. It's not too bad. That'll do. It'll do it.